I'm getting people out. Anyway, that's really what happened. A couple of the white legislators had ducked under their desks. And I said, hey, man, I said, I'm sorry, the wrong place. We was looking for the spectator section. You know what I mean? This is how, I mean, this is really what happened. But when press says hoodlums invade Capitol, etc. And when I read the newspaper, they said, hoodlum, this proof is calling me a hoodlum and a thug, etc., etc., etc. I was getting my first lesson in being stereotyped. I said, I worked at Gemini missile program, this bastard. I'm proud of my kind of work. You know what I mean? This is high-tech stuff. And that was a scene for me. Anyway, that event gave us international notoriety. And I only had 29 active members in my Black Panther Party at the time. We were only 6 months old. All I had was 29 people in the party in the Bay Area. And that event catapulted us into another level.
And you wind up, you actually were charged with trespassing. You spent some time.
Well, I was charged. That, right? What happened is they arrested us at the service station after we left the Capitol, long after we left the Capitol. And we went to this service station, whatever, use the restrooms, whatever, it's out there. And then they came and arrest. So we took a rest. I said, I told the other cop, I said, do not pull your gun on us, because I had my hand on my Army 45. You know, as long as your weapon's not concealed, it was not illegal. And I said, put your gun back in your holster. And the cop put it back. He was by himself. I said, nah, if you want to make an arrest, you make an arrest. Our policy is if you want to make an arrest, we take the arrest. We're not scared of the courtroom. I said, this is what you do. So he put it back. Anyway, he gets on the radio and gets other cops down there. And so I told the party members, you know the policy. If they want to arrest us, we take the arrest. And they took the arrest. They put us all in jail, put Eldridge Cleaver in. And Eldridge Cleaver was not yet a member of the Black Panther Party. He was a writer for the Ramparts. But he let himself be dressed in a brand new leather jacket and beret that day. Anyway, he was arrested. But none of the 6 women who was with us arrested. Even my wife then, Artie Seale, she went with us, you know. And the 6 cars that we took, the women drove the cars back because why? They arrested all the men. They didn't arrest the women. You see what I mean? This is very important. And but
so, you know, after this incident, you know, the party starts to grow. We start to get more organized.
No, the party does not grow immediately after that.
Well, but I was going to say that this is going to lead up to what causes the party to grow. Like you grow some, you have some growth after this big incident, right? You have some members start.
You know what caused the party to grow? The murder of Dr. Martin Luther King. That's what caused the party to grow. That's what. When they murdered Dr. Martin Luther King, my organization swelled. I had put a rally together, me and Eldridge Cleaver, to free Huey.
I'm showing a picture of Bobby Hutton, because I know that he was a big part of this story as well.
Yeah, he was killed 2 or 3 days after Martin Luther King was assassinated. But that's, I understand it, but the Black Panther Party did not really. What happened is, following the May thing in '67, 2 months later, I have to serve 6 months in jail for disturbing the peace of the California state legislature. You see what I'm getting at? They had to drop the charges against everybody else, except for the other 4 or 5 people who was actually in there on the floor. You see what I mean? Now, I got 6 months, and that was the maximum you could get. It's a misdemeanor, okay? That's the maximum you could get. And the other people, they had 1 month, 2 months. 2 of them just had 10 days in jail. You see what I mean? For disturbing the peace of the California state legislature. Those who walked in there inside, boom, 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 boom. That's the only way. They didn't charge the press, because when they was banging the gavel, he was saying the press, the president pro temp, you know, when they, the press was, he was banging the gavel that the press is not allowed on the floor of the assembly while it's in session. That's what he was saying. He didn't say nothing about us and the guns. And remember, the National Rifle Association had been up there at least a year earlier, and I remember that, with theirs, and they had to say that they don't want no gun control. And, you know, they shake hands with the legislators and stuff with their guns on their shoulders or in their, you know what I mean? They didn't arrest them, you know what I mean? But what I'm telling you, that's the difference. They put me in jail. When they put me in jail, then I lose my job too. You see what I mean? Well, they didn't put me in jail. I lost my job before they actually sentenced me to jail. They didn't sentence me to jail to July 8th. July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, that's right. So July 8th, I was sentenced to 6 months in jail. I'm the leader. You know, they're gonna do that, blah, 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 call us a bunch of hoodlums and thugs, etc. We had that notoriety. When I come out of jail, Huey had gotten in a shootout situation with Officer Fry. But at the time Huey got in terms of real active members around him, Huey didn't have but 6 or 7 people. Eldridge Cleaver and Kathleen Cleaver, his wife, had taken off a month before that shootout with Huey, and they were trying to get to New York to go to Cuba. I mean, this is what happened. But when that shootout happened, I'm in jail when the shootout happened. Even anyway, I had to come out of jail December the 8th. Eldridge Cleaver gave me $1,000 because he had his book was out, sold them nice and was selling like hotcakes. And then Eldridge Cleaver and I, a few weeks later, went to this Peace and Freedom Party who wanted to coalesce with us to register people to vote. And we said, fine, but we need $3,000 to organize a rally. We don't have no rest. Well, you can't come in our community and register people to vote. And I said, all right. These are young white kids, you know, they were good, you know, protesters, whatever, but don't play us, you know, don't sit up and talk to us. You know, you're going to either support us or not. And we talk about some resources too. And anyway, they gave us $3,000. Me and Eldridge Cleaver caught a plane, went to see and meet and talk with Stokely Carmichael at the time. And that's what he did. He agreed that he would come to the rally that we was going to have in mid-February. And this is January the 3rd when we made this arrangement. So with that, and a newspaper coming out, 2-3 issues coming out weekly, Eldridge had beefed that situation out and so on. And I registered more people to vote and other stuff like this here. And we got that rally. We got 6,000 people in that rally, the Free Huey rally. But we caused the merger between Stokely Carmichael and SNCC. So Stokely Carmichael, Rap Brown, and James Foreman, who were leader organizers of the old SNCC organization, merged with us, the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. You see what I mean? And at the same time, Bunchy Carter in Los Angeles, who was a friend of Eldridge's in prison, when they were in prison together, had decided to move away from his gang that he ran, which was the Solosons, and put him up a political organization called the Wretched of the Earth, and which was named after Frantz Fanon's book, The Wretched of the Earth, and that his organization also merged with us that 7th. So a week later, after that February 17th rally, Marlon Brando, the movie actor, calls me up. I was shocked, but happy. I like Brando. Brando, a wild one and all this stuff. It's stuff that I thought was fantastic. And he came up to see me, and what he wanted to see us about, he had a screenplay in his hand. He says, this is called Burn. He says, and I play a white oppressor in the islands, historical island days, you know, whatever they was at. And he says, I wanted to talk to you guys, you young revolutionaries. And so we hit it off, and I rapped to him about what we was about, what our goal objectives were, how I wanted to organize whatever this, etc., blah, 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 blah. And bang. And so he left and he came back 3 or 4 days later. I had to go to court. He went to court with me concerning that fight I had with the police, you know, in Berkeley, California, and that kind of thing. And then I took him to a rally in the Black community at the tail end of February, you know, and let him speak to the people. And he says, and when he made his statement, I got the old film footage on that. But Marlon Brando says, look, I'm not a white person. I'm not here to try to tell you Black folks how to run things. He said, all I want to say is that I've talked to Bobby Seale here, and he said that white folks need to do things to break down racism. So I'm going to do everything I can to break down racism, blah, 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 blah. And he said that, and that was it. And so when he got ready to leave, he said, what can I do? I said, well, I need about $5,000 right now. He says, come on. He went over, got on the phone, called his people, told him to wire me $5,000. What? I says, yeah, boom. Boom, that's what he did. And I said, from there on.
So you're